In the quiet corners of the world, history hides some of the darkest secrets. Secrets of bravery, of betrayal, and of a crime so shocking, its scars still stain the land today. This is the story. This store, brought to you, behind the horrible crime, the untold story of a small town that refused to die. There once was a small, peaceful town, tiny on the map, but rich in unity, kindness, and culture. For years, they lived under the shadow of a powerful neighboring town. A town so large, so resource-hungry, that it believed the small town belonged to them. What began as threats soon became violence. Raids, attacks, war. Again and again, the larger town invaded, claiming rights over the smaller one, crushing the people's spirit little by little. But the small town still stood because of one man, a soldier, a protector, a legend in their eyes. He fought every battle, led every defense, and kept every family safe. He was more than a soldier. He was their pillar. But tragedy struck. During one brutal attack, the great soldier was surrounded, outnumbered, and killed without mercy. His death broke something inside the community. Hope vanished, strength faded, and as the smoke cleared, the small town made a heartbreaking decision. They would surrender, not out of cowardice, but because their last light had been extinguished. Yet not everyone agreed. Among them stood one man, unknown, quiet, ordinary. But on that day, something awakened in him. He stood before his grieving people and shouted a single word that changed the course of history. No! He refused surrender. He claimed, no, he believed, that the spirit of their fallen soldier lived inside him, pushing him forward, demanding justice, urging the town to rise again. And unbelievably, they listened. Strength slowly returned. Courage sparked. A fire began to burn in their hearts. The man gathered the citizens and formed a plan, not of desperation, but of strategy. They traveled far across seas, seeking help in distant countries. They trained in combat, learned defense tactics, and studied the weaknesses of their enemy. They borrowed armor, weapons, and skills they had never possessed before. When they returned, they were no longer a small town. They were a force. They waited silently near the sea closest to the large neighboring town. Under cover, hidden, ready. Then, they launched their ambush. Smoke bombs, tear gas, explosions that echoed across the coast. The larger town panicked. People rushed toward the shoreline, confused and unarmed, desperate to know what was happening. And in that moment, the once weak small town, the once oppressed people, struck with everything they had. The ambush was fierce, precise, unforgiving. The large neighboring town, so sure of its power, so confident in its size, fell within hours, completely wiped out. News spread faster than the flames that consumed the battleground. The entire region trembled. The small town that was once nearly erased had now become the dominant power. Their story became legend, a reminder that courage doesn't always come from heroes. Sometimes, it comes from the ordinary who refuse to obey fear. And to this day, history remembers what happened. You are watching True Story, behind the horrible crime. Oyutaro, if this story shocked you, if it made you think, or if you want to uncover more hidden true stories from around the world, subscribe to the channel now. More unbelievable, real-life stories are coming. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's next.